Hi, I'm astrologer Penny Dix. Welcome to yet another ASTROBITE. And this one is for Tuesday, the 21st of January. And it's about our wonderful life giver, soul of our universe, soul of our solar system, the sun. And the sun that rules the sign of Leo, about leadership, is conjunct Pluto. So, which is of course the planet of transformation, and they are both conjunct in the sign of Aquarius. Now, we get the sun conjunct Pluto once a year, but none of us have experienced the sun conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, because Pluto takes 247 years, I think it is, to go around an orbit of the sun. So this really is quite an important conjunction because Pluto is so powerful, even though it's a small dwarf planet. And the sun is the center of our solar system. It is, it is our life force, our beating heart. Excuse me. Now, Pluto, of course, is the god of the underworld. And here we have the god of the underworld really conjunct, really linking hands with, shaking hands with the sun, the central part of our solar system. It is a commitment, a union. I think what's interesting is that this energy was around for yesterday, the 20th, which of course was the inauguration in the United States. Now, because I'm pre-recording this on January the 15th, I have no idea how it went, if it all went smoothly. So I would say it's very interesting energy to be around at such an important kind of juncture, because the sun, in a sense, is the new leader. And Pluto is about the transformation for the people of bringing into power, into the light, this new leader. And, I'm not going to get drawn into any political debate about this, but, we have to think about the sign it's in. It's in Aquarius. And Aquarius is about the people, the community at large. It's also about raising our frequency to a higher vibration. So is this actually inviting all of us, including the new administration in the United States, to think outside the box, to lift their energy, their vibrations to a level which really does connect with and hear what the collective need and want? The need for freedom for speech. Because the downside of the lack of freedom of speech will be the rebellion. Because Aquarius is also about rebellious behavior. And if we look for where Uranus is today, Uranus is still retrograde in Taurus, but virtually standing still at 23 degrees, waiting to go direct at the end of this month. And it's sextiling Mars retrograde in Cancer. And there's something about this dynamic energy which is saying, look, for good or ill, this is what we have now to deal with. Let's find a way to make it work for all. If the new administration can come in with that attitude, then it will be helpful for the planet in general. But of course, I don't know. I really don't know. What I'm saying is, if I was an astrologer for the new administration, I would say, hey guys, you've got a great opportunity here to really make some inroads and to really create some choices and diverse opportunities for people to think outside the box and explore a different way of running government, of actually looking at how one can transform the wonderful advances in technology, in medicine, in artificial intelligence, in a way that can really enhance our living for all of us, for the whole planet. But if the new administration, in whatever country, if the administration, let's just keep it to administrations and governments of any country, if your egos get in the way, you will not do well. Because this powerful energy of Pluto conjunct the Sun in Aquarius is saying the people won't stand for it. If they get a sniff, and I'm thinking of some of the African countries because they're going through a lot of difficulties. Also, South Korea. They get a sniff of ego, they'll be on you from that. Do you remember the Sun-Mars opposition? We've still got that, widely, it's still there, the energy. Mercury is coming up to oppose Mars. That's going to bring out some fighting talk. I'll be doing an astrobite about that. So if we then look for the moon finally, before we go on to our word for the day, the moon is in Libra today. So the moon is asking for harmony and balance and for common sense to prevail, to own the shadow, because Lilith is sitting right next to the moon, to own the shadow, to own our own shadows, to own our own dark sides, our dark thoughts. Not to suppress them, because then they come out, they get acted out. What we need is the platforms now for freedom of speech. If people can at least say what they want to say without fear of retribution, it's a complicated big word to say, when I'm doing several astrobites all at once, then what can happen is there can be the transformation that Pluto can bring. Because the moon is squaring, so it's challenging Pluto. It's saying, don't get caught in the head, in thought, in the higher mind. Bring in the gut instinct and the intuition. Let the two meld together, merge together. This is a time, as we go forward into 2025, for a connection to be formed. It's like a neural pathway to open up between the intellect and the psychic soul, to bring that together so that using the intuition and the gut feeling is not seen as a shot in the dark, but it is seen as timely choice making. And the moon is also squaring Mars retrograding Cancer. So there's a kind of, it's almost, this moon trine Pluto, square Pluto, square Mars, getting me trines mixed up with me squares, or a bit of my South London accent coming out there with me this and me that, instead of I'm getting my trines mixed up with my squares. There will be challenges going forward, and there will be challenges and resistance from people that want to stick with pure fact. We have to allow the diversity of the unknown, of the intuition. You know, inventions wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the intuition and dreams. We dream things into existence. We create our future and our reality from an idea, from a dream. So just kind of have that around in your thinking over the next few days. And the word I chose for today is transformation, because this is what has to happen collectively to our soul and psyche and intellect. They've all got to work together in harmony. Oh my goodness. If we can have this for humanity, the changes, the extraordinary advances can be enormous and unfathomable. So transformation is a process. And as life happens, there are tons of ups and downs. It's a journey of discovery. That was Rick Warren. Viktor Frankl said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Anthony Gucciardi said, the butterfly does not look back at the caterpillar in shame, just as you should not look back at your past in shame. Your past was part of your transformation. I think that is an incredibly important quote. So often we look back and go, oh, what an idiot I was. Oh, God, I was so stupid. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I think that? But if we hadn't been through all those lessons and twists and turns and dark places and encounters with our shadow, we wouldn't be the people that we're growing into today. An unknown quote is, transformation isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you are. Deepak Chopra, wonderful spiritual thinker, said, all great changes are preceded by chaos. Maya Angelou said, we delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. And you know, when we see people, say at my stage in life, coming up to 70, how did that happen? But you know, the quote we had earlier about don't look back at your past in shame, I think is I can see where there have been times when I really have looked back and hated myself and despised myself, and we do. But in spite of all of that, I've managed to pull all the threads together to weave a tapestry that has some bits that have had to be redone and re-sewn, and holes have had to be reworked. But I've made a very interesting tapestry of my life so far, and I'm hoping I will continue to make an interesting tapestry, because we never get there, wherever there is. We're just continually on the way to wherever it is we're going. And that changes. And I think one of the most important things is about always having a new goal to move towards, because if we stay where we are, we get stagnant. We have to keep moving to keep growing and transforming. So Heather Ash Amara said, change is inevitable, but transformation is a conscious choice, because we can allow change to make us bad or sad or depressed or stuck. But if we allow transformation or change to make us to transform us, then that is a conscious choice. Mandy Hale said, growth is painful, change is painful. Whew, this is true. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. Leonardo DiCaprio said, there's quite a lot of his quotes have popped up. Every next level of your life will demand a different version of you. My goodness, that's true. Oh, gosh. Sometimes I don't recognize me, and I'm sure there are many of you out there that feel the same. And finally, we have an unknown quote, which is true transformation occurs when we choose to shift our perspective, not just our circumstances. You know, I want to say, don't get stuck in a rut. Don't get stuck in your problem. Look for your solution. Be proactive. So often procrastination is caused by an inability to be proactive, to do one thing, even if it's just make the list of things I would like to have in my life, or the pros and cons of staying where I am, the pros and cons of going self-employed as opposed to being employed, the pros and cons of having a relationship or not. So there are so many things we can do to pull ourselves out of a rut and procrastination. And there is something about this Sun conjunct Pluto that really is a wonderful opportunity around the 20th, 21st, 22nd to change, to grow, even if it's just that little shift, that little neural pathway going pop, as an idea forms, and you think, you know what? I can do this. I can. Because we all can, we've just got to want to. And, you know, sometimes I'm kind of encouraged, I think, by the age of some of our politicians, including the ones in the United States, because I think, blimey, if they can do all of that at their age, I've got plenty of hope and plenty of time, because I don't envy the role they take on, whether it's their ego that takes it on or what. But, my God, the responsibility, it's awesome. It's just, let's hope and pray that the new administrations throughout the world that will come and go over the next year will think outside the box, listen to the people, and act with integrity. It's all we can ask, isn't it? Right, on that very profound note, I'll say thanks for joining me for this Astrobite, and I will be back again with another one very soon. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and thank you to all the new subscribers. It's lovely to have you here. I really appreciate your choice to follow me, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now. Bye.